Welcome back to Cooking with Kayla D. I'm Kayla, and this is my husband Randy. My disclaimer: if you haven't done so already, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Remember to hit that notification bell so you get all the up-to-date episodes as they release. We are happy to have you as part of our community, so welcome back. A quick shout out, congratulations to Josh Stansfield from Mount Carmel, Illinois. He is our 100th subscriber here on Cooking with Kayla D. And because of the 100th subscriber, we now qualify for a personal URL from YouTube. So now our channel is now youtube.com/C/Cooking with Kayla D. Congratulations, Josh, and thank you to all of our subscribers. You make our channel possible. God bless. Let's get to cooking. Today we're going to be making sweet and sour pork. We also will include links to recipes for fried rice and crab rangoons. So let's get to cooking. For today's ingredients for your pork, you're going to need your oil for deep frying, 1 pound of pork cut up. I just used pork stew meat, 1.5 cups of rice flour, 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of club soda, give or take a little bit more until we get the batter to its right consistency. So first you're going to want to get a bowl out and go ahead and put your flour into that. You can use all-purpose flour as a substitute. Just add 1 teaspoon of baking powder to this recipe. Next you're going to put your cornstarch into your bowl, and then you're going to add your salt to the bowl, and then you want to mix well before adding your club soda to this mixture. Remember, if you're using regular flour, go ahead and add in a teaspoon of baking powder. Next, you want to add your club soda into that, and you want to add a little at a time and mix it through very, very well. As you can see, mine was a little bit too thick. You do not want this. You want it like a pancake batter. So I went ahead and added a little bit more. When you're making a tempura style, you want to have a thin batter, but not too thin. You want it a little thick. So mine ended up being a little bit too thin because I added too much club soda. So now I had to add a tablespoon of my flour in there. And you just want to work with tablespoons at a time when doing this, because otherwise you're going to be here all day long. So now I did a tablespoon, and I'm going to go ahead and stir that well to see where my consistency is. And for me, it still was a little bit too thin, so I added another tablespoon of the flour. And now I'll go ahead and mix that in. And now it seems to be more of the consistency that I'm looking for. It's not super thin, but it is not thick either. It's right where you want it. So I will go ahead and show you the way you want your batter right here. I like to lift it up just a little bit by lifting my fork out to see how thin it is, and you can see that is the consistency you're wanting. You're wanting it to stick to the fork a little bit, but not be too thick. Next, you're going to want to take some paper towels, and you're going to spread them out and put your rinsed pork on top of there. And you want to dry it, but some of my pork pieces were a little bit big still, so I did have to take the scissors and cut mine down. And once you get it cut down into bite-sized pieces, then you're going to want to go ahead and take some more paper towels and lay that right on top, and you want to pat these completely dry. That way it can go right into your batter, and you won't be having to put it into a dry substance and then a wet. This is just a lot easier to do it this way. Then you'll want to get your cooking oil up to temperature. You are going to be deep frying this, so make sure to have your oil at least 1 inch to 2 inches in the pan, and you want to have it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for a proper cooking. You do not want to have it over 375 degrees because you want to give it enough time to cook the pork inside and out without burning it. So you do want 350 to 375 degrees. Your cook time on this should only be about 3 to 4 minutes per batch. Do not overcrowd your pan. It will cool the oil down too much. One piece at a time. Go ahead and dunk it into the batter and drop each piece in individually. If you're scared of getting popped, go ahead and use a type of spoon with grades on it to put your battered pork in, and then gently drop it into your fryer. Make sure to keep breaking the pork up if it clumps together, and use your spoon to keep stirring it around every few seconds so that it is cooking on all sides. You want to make sure that it's doing that because sometimes as it gets cooked through, it will start to float up. You want to make sure it's golden brown on all sides. Make sure to remove your pork and put it on a plate that is lined with paper towels so that it can suck up the excess oil. And you want to place your meat to the side and continue doing this till all your pork is cooked. Then remove the pan from the heat. Now for our ingredients for our sweet and sour sauce, you're going to need 1 cup of pineapple juice, 1 cup of water, 3/4 cup of brown sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 3 tablespoons soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of white vinegar, 3 tablespoons of ketchup, 1.5 cups of pineapple chunks, 1 cup of onion, white large chunk chopped, and 1 cup of bell pepper in large chunks chopped. Optional ingredients are some red dye for color and also red chili flake for heat. Then you'll want to get you a large skillet on medium to medium high heat, and you'll want to put in your olive oil. And as you can see, that olive oil is not all the way hot. I should have let my pan get hot first, but that's okay. Went ahead and dumped in my bell pepper and my onion. And as you can see, it is in about 1-inch chunk pieces. And that is typically how you will get your sweet and sour dishes at a Chinese restaurant. You want to go ahead and cook this for about 2 minutes and then stir it and then cook it for about 2 more minutes. You do not want to cook it any further than that because it will cook through once it's in the sauce. So do not cook this for more than 4 minutes. Then we're going to go ahead and remove this from the heat. Set that aside and let's get to working on our sauce. You want to mix all of your wet ingredients together and dump it in. I did my pineapple juice and my water and my soy sauce all into one container and dumped it straight into my skillet that I had cooked that in. You don't have to wipe it out first. Then I added my salt and my brown sugar in to the mixture, and it's still over medium-high heat. I'm going to go ahead and whisk this around until that brown sugar is dissolved. This will take about a minute to a minute and a half to do. Once you have that whisked through, you want to go ahead and add your ketchup in at this point and then get that whisked in as well. Then go ahead and add your corn starch and your water slurry to the pan for thickening. If you want to add any red chili flake or dye, now would be the time to do so. I'm sure like 4 or 5 drops of red dye would do it. Then you would get that bright red color that you get at the restaurant. We're opting not to use the dye for our own personal reasons. Want to go ahead and turn this down now to low simmer because it should be pretty thick and ready to serve at this point. You'll go ahead and add in your pineapple chunks and add in your bell pepper and onion back into the pan and get yourself a utensil to start spreading this around evenly. You want to make sure to spread it around evenly. I did go ahead and stir in my pineapple first before adding the other ingredients back in because I wanted to make sure that the pineapple got heated through from the sauce before I added in the onion and the bell pepper. Now that this is all mixed together, the onion and bell pepper will still continue to cook from the heat of the sauce. That is why you don't want to cook it and make it too soft while you're sauteing the vegetables beforehand, because otherwise it's going to be mush at this point. And with the sweet and sour recipes, you do want to have your vegetables a little bit firm. They will soften just enough in that sauce. At this point, you want to go ahead and add your pork back into here. So we have our fried pork. We're going to dump our sauce right into that. If you do like a little bit of a coconut flavor, you can add a little bit of coconut water into this mixture as well while you're cooking your sauce. That is fine. Sometimes we do like to add some coconut water into ours, or we use the pineapple spears from Costco that are stored in coconut water. That it makes for really, really good sweet and sour recipes. You'll go ahead and just mix this up over low heat and do that for like 30 seconds. Turn your heat off. It is actually ready to go. We're going to go ahead and garnish this with those green onion tops and also some sesame seeds. And now it is ready to serve. Now, we served ours over the fried rice that we had made on Wednesday and served it with some crab rangoons from Friday's recipe. I will have links at the end for both of those recipes. And as always, here is a sunrise from here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. We always offer pictures for you at the end of our videos, and we wanted to share these ones with you. The sunrise is so beautiful, no matter if there is a storm or if it's one of the clearest days you've ever seen. We believe that God gave this earth to all of us humans, so we like to share these photos with people who may not be able to make it to the coast or may just be missing the sunrises or sunsets over the beach.
Your word I have hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Psalm 119:11.
Thank you for being here on another episode of Cooking with Kayla D. We really appreciate your support, and we hope you enjoy these recipes. If you haven't done so, please subscribe here on the left. And here on the right are 2 links to those 2 videos for the fried rice and the crab rangoons to complete this Chinese meal. We hope you enjoyed this video, and we hope to see you again soon. God bless, and stay in that kitchen and keep on cooking.